resist the urge to make every element look like something. It's okay that it's a bit ambiguous, that it's sort of left up to the viewer. It helped to get a little bit of distance to this, so sleeping on it and then coming back this morning with sort of fresh eyes, fresh mind, and realizing that I was really too much in my head yesterday when I was working on it. So the plan today is to take some bolder choices and also see if I can get some of this mark making in somehow, and to really go for it, be more bold and more expressive. Really feels like I'm ruining it right now. But I can remove it more or less because it is water soluble. Yeah. Maybe a wider thing somehow. Oh, this line is much better. So I should have chosen the charcoal. Yeah. Should I remove these and then, or maybe just, maybe just see what they can do. Actually, these darks, these neutrals, they play very nicely up against the brighter colors. See how I can remove the lines if I don't like them. This is also interesting, the way it sort of bleeds. Maybe I'll try a few more sort of expressive marks. So then. Yeah, interesting contrast. Maybe a bit more of that up here. Oops. I'm trying to let go of the notion that it has to be, something, that each element has to be something. Even after all these years of abstracting and loosening up and trying to express myself more expressively, more abstractly, I'm still I still have to kind of not fight the urge, but resist the urge to make every element look like something. It's okay that it's a bit ambiguous, that it's sort of left up to the viewer. Of course, I want it to mean something to me. That's the most important thing. And if the viewer sees something else, something different, that's okay too. I like the stain that sort of happens here. I like the way the line sort of bleeds when I put water on it. This is an interesting effect that I haven't really done before or seen before. Yesterday I did a little bit of just pencil graphite up here, and I think I want to add a bit of that to a few of the other, to see what happens if I add a little bit of subtle mark making. Okay, I'm not really being bold here. Doesn't have to be bold, everything, does it? So I look in black and white. That definitely helped, I think, to bring in some darker contrast. It made them more interesting and more online with what I was going for. So to keep this thing on track, gonna loop back to my initial point of making these, which was the colors that I liked, and I liked the mark making, the contrast. And I want to really express the feeling of the landscape using the colors, using the mark making. It's a little bit difficult also to see them right now because they're all together and the tape is confusing. So I'm sort of debating whether I should remove the tape to reveal the white border, and in that way I will sort of isolate each one. It will be a lot easier to kind of see it on its own. So should I do that? Yeah, I'll remove the tape because I'm afraid I'll just keep adding on here without any clear purpose, just for the fun of adding more. And I think I need to stop. That's always the thing. Stop before I think I need to stop. So yeah, let's remove the tape and see what we got. So the tape is gone, and it's a lot more, everything is a lot more visible to me now. The tape serves a purpose, and so does removing it. It's easier to be expressive, a bit more open and free when the tape is on there. So when you're in the mark making phase and the expressive phase, it's a lot easier to be bold, to be open, to be experimental. And now that the tape is gone, I can see them individually, and I'm actually quite pleased with these. I'm glad I stopped adding marks, because one of the reasons I paint the way I do is to simplify shapes, colors, landscapes, and I don't want to just add for the sake of adding. Some of these have a lot more detail, and some not so much, but they're very different from each other, both in terms of the expression, the feeling, the mark making, and then the whole reason why I set the tape like this is I like some that have more of a landscape format, almost panoramic format, and then some that have this square format to them. That also adds to the feel. So that's something to consider when working on landscapes. It's if you want to really show a big, expansive landscape, probably using a square format is not the best way. Then it's probably much better to choose a format that is more landscape format, or even more panoramic in nature. Now I will put this up and then sit in my chair and have a cup of tea to have a good look at this. It's always important to take breaks and spend as much time looking as you do painting, basically. I caught myself before I overworked the pieces, and that's good. They don't need to be perfectly finished masterpieces, and they sure aren't. And that was never the goal. I tried out the colors and the mark making. I learned that this color palette isn't something I want to use in larger landscape paintings, and that's completely fine. I also realized I much prefer them in black and white. Not every drawing or painting needs to be a big breakthrough. Small realizations, one after another, also guide you toward your own unique style. Pretty dramatic sky. So I put on all these layers because it's cold out, but I'm getting really warm from all the walking and all the layers. So gotta let off a bit of heat here. But what an amazing sky here, just amazing. Days like this are the best. They are beautiful, and I just love being out. And it's a very quiet day today, not much wind. The area up here, we're known to have a lot of wind, a lot of storms. So when there's finally a day with very little wind and sunshine, you have to really make the most of it and enjoy it. This is my trolley that I use for when I have courses and I teach in-person courses in other locations than my own studio. I've had it for a long time. It's very sturdy. It's for tools and stuff, but it works very well for art materials. So this part you can kind of lift up, and you can have smaller things in here. All sorts of goodies to create arts. The coffee mug or tea mug, of course, very important. And down below, there's a bigger room for papers and books and canvases and paints. So I'm teaching a landscape painting demo later today. And so these are some of the things we're going to be using. It's quite a practical thing because you can close the lid, lock it. This probably makes a lot of noise. And then you can kind of secure it with these things. And it has this handle that extends that you can lift and pull the thing after you instead of carrying all the heavy stuff, because as we all know, art materials are just heavy. So a pretty convenient thing when you're traveling with a lot of paint and art materials. Well, that's some of the things we're going to be playing with later today.